Facebook, what's up? It's Wednesday again. It is Wednesday again, man. Let me adjust my light on here. Let me adjust this light. That light had me looking orange. All right, I think that's a little bit better. So today we're going to talk about why people avoid looking at their finances. So we're going to talk about something uncomfortable. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Man, this past week has been fulfilling. This past week has been fulfilling. But let me go ahead and get started, man. Let me say this again. I'm gonna keep saying this. You can check out my TikTok too on Big Preemie TikTok. You can check out my YouTube page, Big Preemie. If you haven't, go follow that. Go follow my YouTube. Go follow my TikTok. YouTube will have more content out there. It's more full videos type thing. I'm just getting it going, getting new to this. But yeah, go check it out. But most people don't avoid their finances because they're lazy. Most people avoid them because they're overwhelmed. And overwhelmed people procrastinate. So today I'm breaking down why people avoid their money and what actually helps them, what actually helps. So avoidance is a psychological response. I mean, there's a lot of things in life that people avoid, but avoiding finances is usually tied to fear. It's usually tied to shame. It's usually tied to confusion. And a lot of times, it can be tied to even past mistakes. So it's truly rarely due to lack of intelligence. People don't ignore problems that they understand. So for example, people will ignore a health issue that is bothering them that they don't understand. They'll just kind of put it off and ignore it. But they will not ignore if they got a sprained ankle or something that's not used to them. It's something that is they're used to it. So it's kind of backwards. And most people do the same thing when it comes to looking at their finances. Money, for a lot of people, money feels emotional. It feels unpredictable and personal. And that's all true. And that combination, majority of the time, creates avoidance. So most people were never taught budgeting, protection planning. Most people were never taught debt strategy or even just investing basics. So people guess, and a lot of times when you guess, you get stuck. So you don't fail what you were trained for. Small problems always feel big when you ignore them, when they're ignored. So, for example, you were supposed to have that conversation with your child or with your spouse 2 months ago. Now it feels bigger because you put it on the back burner. So a $2,000 credit card becomes $10,000. A missed insurance review can potentially becomes a crisis. A skipped budget becomes years of stress. So avoidance will always compound. Like if we avoid talking or if we avoid taking our health seriously, things can compound in the wrong way. Another thing is that comparison creates paralysis. So social media makes people feel behind. So instead of asking for help, majority of the time they pretend everything's fine. And I've been in this industry for over a decade, and I know for a fact that everybody is not fine. I know for a fact. So silence is expensive. It costs money to stay silent when it comes to your finances. And another thing, decision fatigue is real. We all know money has too many options. Like it's so many options we can do with our money. But this makes people freeze when there's so many different things that you can do. Right? And when people freeze, they do nothing. Too many choices leads to a lot of times no choice. So this is what actually helps. I'm going to share with you what actually helps from my experience and my opinion. This first thing is to start with income. Truly understand what comes into your household every month. The next thing to do is to protect it first. See, your money is happier when it feels protected. Just like when you leave the house every day and you hop in your car or however you get where you're going and you feel protected, you enjoy that protection. That's the same way with your money. You have to protect it first. So how do you protect it? You protect it. You do that through an emergency fund, which, money for a rainy day, like people, used to say, right? Life insurance, another way you protect it, and disability insurance, right? After you know what's coming in, you protect it, and then the next thing that you want to do is you want to simplify it. You want to have one plan, not two plans, not 15 plans, not 20 plans, but one plan. You want to have clear goals and a step-by-step process to get it done. And the last piece is to get guidance. You don't diagnose your own health. So don't diagnose your own finances. Clarity will always create action. Clarity always creates action. Most people don't take action with anything if they don't have clarity. And I'm going to give you an example of that. If you go to the doctor tomorrow and they say you need to cut off a toe, I know for a fact the doctor will have to make it very clear to you before you take action to get that toe removed. Right? So how do I help clients? How I help clients is simple. First thing, we don't judge, we don't overwhelm, we educate. We walk you through income, we walk you through protection, we walk you through debt, and we walk you through goals. We do this one conversation at a time. So if you've been avoiding your finances, you're not broken. You're just a human like all of us. You're just a human being. But ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. Putting it under the rug doesn't make it disappear. So facing your finances is uncomfortable for an hour, right? But avoiding them is uncomfortable for years. So I appreciate you guys, tuning in to my stories and stuff like that. You can go, go check me out on YouTube, Big Preemie. You can check me out on TikTok, Big Preemie, where I've got a little bit more content on there. I'm new to this content thing, but I'm just trying to put it out. I appreciate the feedback. Again, I thank you guys for the questions. that you have. I appreciate those questions, man. I try to get back to those questions as quick as I can. Hope I ain't take too much of y'all time today, but man, y'all have a great one.